Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're talking about Dogecoin again. That's right, Doge. What is going on with Doge? Interest has been pretty low recently on Doge and what's going on, but there are things happening. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too so you can be notified when my new videos come out. Also, please be sure to check out links in the description below to Ledger. I still support the Ledger Nano S. Despite what's going on with this Ledger backdoor and all that, I still believe the Nano S is fine and safe and have no worries about that. So check that link out, as well as links to Coinbase, Robinhood, Webull, and Binance.us. Those are all the exchanges that I use to trade crypto. So what's going on with Doge? Well, price is still relatively low compared to Bitcoin. We've been tracking sort of that relationship between Doge and Bitcoin in the trading pairs. And Doge is back down a little bit, but you know what that means? That means buying opportunity, and Doge could be coiling up to take off again. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the news, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So we start here with the latest news on the United States debt ceiling and what is happening with that. That certainly has an impact on markets overall, not only the U.S. stock market, but also crypto, as this is a big deal in terms of the United States dollar and what its worth is around the country, or around the world, because a lot of cryptos, all the prices are based against U.S. dollar as well. So that's a big deal in terms of how this plays out. There's a lot of things in the bill, some good, some not so good. It looks like they've taken a lot of the taxing, additional taxing on mining isn't in there, and some other things. Again, there could still be some negotiations going on all of that and how that all plays out. But right now, as it stands, it hasn't all been worked out. We did get a boost over the weekend in all of the crypto trading, as there seemed to be a deal that has been made. However, it still has to pass through Congress with a bill, and there may be some opposition to that. So we'll be keeping some tabs on that and how that plays out. The Dogecoin chart pattern suggests volatility explosion ahead. What could this be? Well, with that big run that we had, Dogecoin really didn't go on much of a run like Bitcoin did over the weekend and a lot of other cryptos. We see big gains today in XRP, Solana going up, Fetch AI, Render has been going up for the past week. So there's some good movement in some cryptos, just not Doge though. So what's happening with Doge? Well, what we're seeing are the Bollinger Bands. That's right, the whole Bollinger Band thing. I've talked about that many times. It's just because the trading volume is so low that the Bollinger Bands are getting squeezed and tight, and it's just all very, very tight here. And that's usually a sign there's going to be a breakout one way or the other. And typically what we see there is a breakout to the upside after this sort of lull happening. And there's some good things coming up for Doge that could lead to that kind of thing. A lot of people talking about DRC20 tokens. That's right. This could be a new era for Dogecoin, as we're seeing the transaction volume on the Dogecoin blockchain spike up. For those that don't know, Dogecoin, a proof-of-work cryptocurrency, it has its own blockchain. It's not like a SHIB or a Pepe token that is built on like the Ethereum blockchain, they were initially ERC20 tokens. Dogecoin, not a token, it's a coin. So it has its own blockchain. So if you see people talking about meme coins and they're talking about Ben and all these other things, it's like, those are not coins. They're just tokens that are built on Ethereum. We've got the whole ordinal thing happening with Bitcoin and the BRC20. And now we have DRC20 on Dogecoin, and this is now happening on Dogecoin. So with that, Dogecoin's daily transaction volume reached an all-time high following the introduction of DRC20 tokens on the blockchain. And despite the surge of transactions, not only hasn't there been much change in the price of Dogecoin, but it's facing some criticism, concerns about network congestion, deviation from Dogecoin's original purpose. Well, a lot of people were complaining that aside from maybe being used for currency on very limited platforms, Dogecoin has no use. So now Dogecoin does have a use. The blockchain has a use. Things can be built on the blockchain, and people are complaining about that. Well, what do you want, right? You want one or you want the other? So I think it's great for Dogecoin. It does start to build more exposure for Dogecoin for different use cases. And actually, the projects that are being built on Doge, as opposed to Bitcoin and Ethereum, still have faster transaction times and much, much lower fees compared to what's being built on Bitcoin, and especially what's being built on Ethereum. This could be huge for Doge if more developers want to start building things on top of Dogecoin. And then eventually it could even have its own Doge Lightning Network for faster payments. There's always been a criticism for Doge that if Doge were to scale in its use as currency, it could never get up to the speed of processing transactions like a Visa, for instance. Doge would never be able to do that. So this kind of use case could actually help Dogecoin in the long run. So I think this is a very positive thing. We also see whales returning to Dogecoin. The bullish metrics are heating up. We've got transaction volume spiking up, not only because of the DRC20 tokens, but also there does seem to be some movement happening in large whale wallets accumulating more Dogecoin. That's right. So people are loading up on Dogecoin, especially the whales. This is the accumulation period of a bear market that we're still in. Whales are loading, getting ready for the next run. A word of caution, some are saying, well, Elon Musk no longer being Twitter CEO. People are saying that Musk has forgotten about Dogecoin. I mean, he mentioned it a couple times on that Ron DeSantis Twitter Spaces last week, but it was kind of a joke almost, and wasn't really taking it seriously. But then Elon never really takes Dogecoin that seriously either. So, but he does talk about it, does continue to mention it, and what we're having with continuing just getting the word Doge out there, more people are getting exposed to it. And when the next bull market happens, Doge could be the one that's up there. On TikTok, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, hand over TikTok's reins to Pepe. That's right. So what someone is doing is they're saying searches for hashtag meme coin on TikTok. We first had this big uptick back in 2021 with Dogecoin, and then later in 2021 with SHIB, and now this huge spike up, which many are saying is related to Pepe and some of the other newer tokens. Again, as I said earlier, they're not coins, they're not meme coins, they're tokens. They're built on Ethereum, and they don't have their own blockchains. They're just tokens, and Pepe is just that. We'll see if Pepe dies out, goes on, whatever happens with that. I think there's going to be another one of these spikes that are going to happen with Dogecoin, though. And Doge is going to come back. The original meme coin will make its return. So maybe by the time you're watching this, that whole U.S. debt ceiling drama has all played out and the markets are just moving on ahead. Or maybe there's still some uncertainty and the markets are still unsure. And that deadline in the U.S. gets closer and closer. We could see markets tanking. That would affect overall crypto markets as well. So setting that aside, What's going to happen with Doge? We know Doge is going to go on a run at some point in time, and we're just waiting to see when that is. There are some good things ahead for Doge. This whole DRC20 token thing could be a big deal for Doge in the future. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Dogecoin. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.